strip it all off and turn that refrigerator into the super coolest garage refrigerator ever. Hey, welcome back to the channel. It is a Saturday morning. I finished up a lamp project and now I'm going to tackle this weekend a project I've been wanting to do for a while, and it is that refrigerator behind me right there in the background. I have a few issues because some license plates are metal, which is cool because then you can just stick a magnet, stick it on there. But some are aluminum, so the magnets don't stick. And then when you put them on, a lot of times the white shows through. So I'm gonna strip it all off and turn that refrigerator into the super coolest garage refrigerator ever. All right, so here's a before of the fridge. You can kind of see the idea I'm going with. Doesn't blend in with the other rustic elements over there. So obviously, we're gonna get that whole thing covered up, but I am going to remove the ice maker, and the drink part don't work. So I'm gonna remove that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and murder it out black, and then we'll reattach the license plates. Let's get going. First thing I did was scrape it off with a metal scraper. Then I used a graffiti remover to get some of the sticky residue off. And then I went to Simple Green. Would have rather used Goo Gone, but I didn't have any. Simple Green kind of came in. Then the next thing I got into was ripping off the ice maker. And I just used that same scraper and it's basically cut the plastic with that. There were still some bumpy edges, so I used my little cutoff tool and ground that out. Okay, so rip that shit off. I just cut it down to where it's behind the panel. I'm just gonna cover that up. And I've decided I'm gonna sacrifice this sign. It's just about the right size. So I went ahead and riveted on to cover the cavity from the ice maker. That's metal, so should be able to just stick license plates on top of that. And this has got like an embossed script on it, so when I paint it out all black, I'm curious to see how that looks. That should look pretty neat. And then I went ahead and started sanding. I'm gonna finish up sanding right now. Just doing a quick 220 over it. I wanna make sure that the paint has something to grab to. Mind you, all this is gonna be covered up with license plates, but gotta do it right. All right, so I'll wipe down, but then I noticed something. So I know me, and when I go to paint this side black, I paint the door black, this white rubber seal right there, that's gotta be black too. Now, not necessarily anywhere else, but on this side, that's gotta be black. So I'm gonna shoot that with some spray paint before I brush on the other paint. Problem solved. All right, so I found just a can of chassis black paint and sprayed out that seal. Then I realized I needed a drop cloth, so I threw a drop cloth down. And then while I was at it, I went ahead and just sprayed around the edges and the little screw holes so I wouldn't gob up paint with the brush. All right, we're getting close. We're getting close. Next step, I'm gonna go ahead and use Rust-Oleum oil-based, and I'm gonna brush it on. That's simple. After that, I'll clean the handles. I'm gonna take those inside, clean them in the sink. The little cover plate for the bottom and spray those. And then hopefully tomorrow we'll be in assembly mode. I realized real quick that it was gonna take 2 coats.
I probably should have sprayed it, but oh well, I'm already halfway into it. Not a big deal. This is going to be under the license plates anyway, so we'll just do another coat tomorrow morning. Now at this point, Vince came out, checked it out, he gave me the thumbs up, and then I moved on to painting inside the edges. I masked off the rubber seals, and then I realized that center section is going to peek through, so I needed to paint that as well.
Okay, so I slopped on another coat of paint on the fridge, and while that dries, I'm going to take the time to go ahead and prep the license plates. So typically, all the license plates I have right now, when I get them home, I straighten them out. I'll straighten them out on that vise, just any bent corners, stuff like that. So these are all straight because I haven't got any new ones recently. But the one thing I wanted to point out was when you get a plate, and this may be a criteria if you're going to collect plates. If you maybe you only collect steel plates. This is how I started attaching my plates onto the fridge. I just stick them on with a magnet. It's super simple. But then all of a sudden, I learned real quick that a lot of plates, they don't stick. So the plates are made out of aluminum, or I'm guessing aluminum, some type of tin that doesn't attach a magnet. So at first I started using, double stick tape and just sticking them on there, which by the way was a bitch to get off the fridge. So now that I've painted it, all the plates that the magnets don't stick, I'm gonna glue on with hot glue. That way they'll just pop off with a little chisel if I decide to use them in another project or something like that. So real quick and easy, gonna glue on all the magnets while the paint dries.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this part. I had to go in and clean the handles using hot water, soap, 409, magic eraser. Got them super clean so they're ready to paint.
All right, so I am in my side yard, AKA, sometimes I call it the boneyard. I keep all kind of the crap that I buy at garage sales back here that's not gonna get screwed up from the weather. Anyhow, I gotta paint the handles for the fridge, and it's like a wind tunnel over here sometimes. As far as the paint job that I did on the fridge itself, that's all gonna be covered up, but these are not. These are gonna stand out. So I gotta make sure I got a good coat of paint on there. I got no runs, no drips. So we're gonna spray those. I'm actually gonna use this as my primer. It's a paint and primer, metallic finish, and it's for plastic. Rust-Oleum, love this stuff. It works really good. So I'm gonna use that as my primer, especially on the handles. And then I'll go over it. I have some Summit chassis black. I use this, well, for my truck and stuff. So I had some left over, and I'll go over with that in hopes of, that fridge gets a lot of use. It's a shop fridge, right? So I'm hoping that when it'll start wearing off. I may even go a little bit light on the black, right on the handles. I kind of want to make it look like patina handles on there. So now I just got to deal with this wind. I'll show you my workaround on how I work with that. So it's breezy. It's breezy. You can see the leaves moving. And the wind tunnel. So how do we resolve that? Holy crap, look at that. It's not ideal, but in a pinch, we got the paint booth.
So you've got to get it a little bit closer. The wind still kind of goes around, but it works. At this point, I just went ahead and sprayed off the grade and the top pieces with the black. Then as far as the handles are concerned, I would put the bronze on the handles as a base coat primer, knowing that I was gonna spray black on top of it after it sets up. After letting that set up for, I don't know, about a half hour, an hour, I came back out with the chassis black, the Summit Racing chassis black, and put a light coat on all the trim pieces. The handles, I kind of went light on the handles, especially in the middle where you grab it, so I could kind of brush some of that off with the effect of having the rusty bronzy color showing through. All right, there you have it. It is ready to put the plates back on. It's pretty kind of ugly. That's kind of what we were going for, but let me show you a couple of little details I did, and then I will put on the plates. Just a quick recap. Black, brushed on paint, just kind of slopped it on. Main thing is it just needs to be thick enough to where it won't come off or scratch off with the magnets and putting the plates on. We removed the ice machine, water dispenser, and then I sacrificed that Ford sign. That kind of looks pretty cool like that, but more than likely that'll get covered up, may not. While the handles and stuff were drying, I went ahead and took some spray paint. I took a little bit of white, blue. If you look at the bottom, got a little bit of goldy, brownsy tones. Mind you, again, that's all hopefully gonna be covered up with plates. It's just gonna be a background type of setting to kind of make it just look old and vintage. And then for the handles, when I mentioned I was gonna put that bronzy color underneath, I went ahead and toned it all down. It was a little shiny with the chassis black paint, so I ended up taking some thinner and just kind of brushing it on, taking the gloss off, rubbed a little bit harder where the handles would be worn. So let's put on the plates, and then we will do the highlight reel at the end. Hope you dig it. All right, put the plates on. I put my favorite ones towards the top. What I look for in a good plate is, one is patina, two is it has to be embossed. If it's a truck plate or it has the embossed year on it, that's a bonus. I was 3 plates short, so I went out and I grabbed 3 from the Boneyard. These are Montana, just newer plates, put those towards the bottom. All in all, looks great. Thanks for watching the video. I appreciate it. I get more motivated every time I do another one. I feel like the videos are getting better. I got a ton of ideas on how I'm going to create some crazy cool stuff, car related, home decor. I just got more ideas than I actually write that shit down. Anyway, you made it to the end. I dig the fridge. I hope you dug the fridge. If you could hit the subscribe button, there should be something pop up here if it's not here already when I do the edit. Hoping it's going to be in this vicinity right here, but hit this little brown circle, it's got my logo on it, and subscribe. It really keeps me motivated, and I want to just kind of keep going, man. I appreciate it. Thanks.